Well, this was a turn up for the books yesterday, if you'll pardon the pun. The Duke of Sussex says he will share mistakes and lessons learned during his life in a memoir to be published next year. Prince Harry, who stepped back from royal duties last year with his wife Meghan, said he would be reflecting on the highs and lows and be accurate and wholly truthful. Well, let's speak to founder and editor of The Crown Chronicles, Victoria Howard. She joins me now. Victoria, good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Well, here's something we didn't expect. This is the couple that have been appealing for their privacy to be protected, and now Prince Harry is bringing out a tell-all book.
Yeah, and I think that is what surprises most people. You know, they specifically stepped back from royal life to, one, gain financial independence, which they clearly have done, but they secondly cited privacy and the way in which that they had this relationship with the public and the information that they were sharing. So for Harry, now after an ITV documentary in 2019, the Oprah interview just a few months ago, to now be writing a tell-all memoir, it feels a little bit odd. You know, what else is there for him to say?
I just wonder what this memoir will be like, because a lot of criticism of the Oprah interview with Harry and Meghan was that it wasn't fact-checked. That all happened after the event. Oprah Winfrey, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a fantastic interviewer, but didn't do the follow-up questions that a lot of journalists said, hang on a second, I'd have followed up with these questions to get to the truth of the matter. What's going to happen with this memoir? Will they learn lessons? Will this be fact-checked? What do you think we'll see?
Well, I think with any memoir, of course, it's going to be Harry's take on everything and his version of events. So you have to take things with a pinch of salt. We heard from the palace, no less, that recollections may vary, which was their response to the Oprah interview and stories told there. But he is supposedly going to be working with a ghostwriter who has worked with the likes of Andre Agassi before to get this to, you know, that literary standard, because Harry is known, he didn't do very well in his A-levels and he went straight into the army after that. So he's going to have some support to really make this probably an enthralling read. You know, he has led an interesting life. He's a member of the royal family, but are we going to get those bits and pieces that they're just going to add to this image of the royal family bullying Harry and Meghan, because that's of course the view they've presented to us with all these stories. And from my Twitter feed, for example, from royal watchers, it's kind of why are you doing this? You wanted privacy. Is there much else to say other than dragging your family through the mud? So whether that ends up being a positive story or more of the negative, that's obviously going to be seen later when we see the final piece.
Yeah, do you think the palace will get to see the final piece before the public does? That's the big question, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think Harry, it very much depends on the relationship Harry has with the rest of the royal family currently. He reportedly told the royals shortly before it went out to press. So they were given a small amount of warning. But of course, he can't tell them what's going to be in it. I don't imagine that relationship is at that stage at the moment, particularly after Prince Philip's funeral. There's been some tussle about potentially bringing Lilibet, the couple's youngest the youngest child, over to Windsor to potentially have her christened. There's a lot up in the air, and the royals are notoriously private, but Harry and Meghan are very particularly sharing certain aspects of their life.
Yeah, you wonder what more he feels he still has to say. Victoria, thank you very much. Victoria Howard, their editor of The Crown Chronicles. Of course, Prince Harry's memoir due to be out the latter end of this year. Let me know, will you be buying it?